Good afternoon. So now we're on Thursday. So in our class, especially designed and also I expect your regular attendance about the video tape lecture. You visit the homepage of this university. The cycle lecture was organized from various professors about. Okay, what has been topic we have discussed in the last class? There will be mass media and information and administration. Actually, we now recollect the maxim given by Justice Holmes, brooding omnipresence in the sky. So, public, all categories could come into ambit when we talk about public agent or agencies. How much nobility have we attributed to the judicial people? In any case, they are now in public role. So we may call it public. And president is also elected, doesn't matter. So no, it's not a dynasty. So actually, they are expected to increase the public virtue, constitutional framework. What is we explored kind of traditional law when involved in limited paradigm of government. Police to protect our liberty and property interest, right, and also what others they have to subsidize. So they tax what you consider the transaction cost, as I said. Typically, two branches are often denoted as a political branch, Congress and executive branch. And they, of course, the principal duty constitutionally expected in executive would be enforce the law. So they have a responsibility to execute laws. And the Congress would rather be more generative, genesis to create laws and public policy. So leniency and the basic blank could be available. They are actually highly creative, but also within the constitutional framework. So they could not contradict any express language or tacit result. Comes true that what in many series you can say once I suggest kind of the original intent, originalism, the original meaning, constitutional construction. So we once again think about the issue: who is the final arbiter of the Constitution? So I once suggested two planes of politics. Consider we have in the last of a spectrum, what kind of a Marx and Leninism, what we often call communism. We are not sure how they're still possesses the power to rule. The former Soviet Union is a typical parallel when we consider that issue. The Russian Federation is dubious, it has said. Chinese who actually they developed in mixed form was the ideology who seems reluctant to alter. However, the materialistic strategy highly converge to the liberalist market theory. How could you recall some kind of Latin American states? Actually, Europe is the place where the communist ideas would be practiced with sensing. And the early communists who would be idealistic but not scientific, unlike Marx. And Lenin is politically to realize the theoretical version into any political reality, translate into reality. So it actually shocked the Western society in the Bolshevik Revolution. And New York Times, that in shortcoming, it's just a massive murder case, a domestic issue remaining within new regime. Nonetheless, the consequence will not be simple, which developed politically, who is quite a dictator. And they actually have ruled based on Marxism, Leninism, Stalinism, so some way to transform to adapt to reality. They also allowed the American society when they, in the mid 1960s, what is fortunate, once we have illustrated the space competition between Russia and United States, this incident, the Sputnik provoked national competition in the United States. That is one. The fueled reform of national education. So mass education was restructured. So they saw the American students would be weaker in achievement about math subject and others. So that might be a factor to get them behind in the space competition. They actually were surprised. Over time, the competition has been called a Cold War, and actually world politics can be seen in many versions, typically around 1990s. Nowadays, we see some unipolarity. The hegemony has shifted to the United States, and no rivalry could be assumed in the current status around 1990, which seems to begin from Reagan administration and also through the Clinton period. So that seems to interact to bring the dismantlement of a Soviet Union. So now Russia was actually seen as statist, not communism. So consider if Putin, of course, the head of state, is from not the Communist Party. The party affiliation is party of statism. What is that? Actually, their ideology now seems not communism but statism. So they feel appalled, perhaps, to defend their nation. And that is a concept that I implied last. What is the official title in North Korea? Head of the Defense Commission in the People's Congress, not a state head. They do not see a traditional nomenclature proper. They feel the most urgent priority in their interest is to defend the nation. Very defensive again. Nonetheless, they also actually won for the law state by developing a nuclear program, which is alleged to contradict the international commitment about peace and others. So, very troubling to provoke a regional turbulence. So, actually, we can see in grand picture between two ideologies. You see, I have long addressed kind of a continued importance of importance of constitution on a continued basis through the classes. So the U.S. Politics will be termed, which is perhaps not incorrect, to be based on the social contract, that idea, and one tangible basis would be the Constitution of the United States, which provides a dogma and ultimate source of a administrative ground. Actually, politics also depend, which intent, of course, to create any strength and elements to promote the national welfare or liberty. And the other will be communist. So some barriers to be infused in both regimes. And in some cases, they have totally new version of a constitution to adapt with new circumstances, challenges. So why we see both Marxian tenet and U.S. constitutionalism as static and fundamental, still we have considered some power generation for improvements of society, great progress of society. And I have read an interesting story. The recent capture about Piketty, who is a French economist, and now works in Paris Economic School. His book is now a bestseller. And his translated version in English would also sold massively number. And his idea is quite penetrating, and his illustration is very extensive and based on so wide scale of statistics about national economy and art. indicators were dictated to disclose, for example, China, the context of China, and of course the other countries. Perhaps illustrate many advanced countries around with some of the poverty class of nation. So the plain contrast between capital and labor may now be complicated, and actually that is reality. So his point is Marx is considered one of the most comprehensive theorists. So his idea is not simply economic, although we make classic economists. He is actually a human philosopher, as social science, sociological viewpoint is also profound. We have some experts in about his theory. So labor, what is labor economics? And what elements could be drawn from his idea? Social stratification. So who is Trotsky? He is one of moderators to make them more realistic with in the end to adapt with the new changes. He would say the income disparity would not get worse, but would be be obscured to make society more congruent. But the conflict is an essential thing in Marx, and Trotsky would get a negative lens, or when he discusses the progress of society. Piketty's person is rejected the perspectives from two scholars. It's actually